I am loving the hype and conversation around OG Chapter 1 Season 7. I have not seen this conversation about a previous OG season, or at least to this extent. Everyone and their grandma seems to be talking about Season 7 and what it could mean for Fortnite OG going forward, and indeed Fortnite in general. Because of course we saw that red cube in the 0 hour end event, but of course a loading screen hints to links arriving in the BR map. And I know everyone was kind of upset that they didn't see the Ice King in the Season 7 Battle Pass, but hear me out, he is coming at some point. Of course, we still have that conversation about the rumoured Norse mythology season, and of course the Ice King would be perfect for that. An elemental god who wields the power of ice. And what we kind of know about the Ice King, it does sort of match very well for Norse mythology. The arrival of Season 7 will coincide with a few things, as well as Winterfest, Ninjago X Lego, and indeed probably more, as well as Courage's icon skin as well. And it's not just about that, we should have confirmation, of course, of the Ice King events. Not one of the community's favourite events, but it's going to be cool nonetheless. If I had people in my comment section and chat going after the Butterfly event, going, was that it? These new gen players, we got no hope with the Ice King event. They are going to think we were starving back in the day for events. These were generational defining moments in Fortnite, and they're just getting laughed at now. So soon the Ice King will use a bit of the cube to freeze the iron completely. Of course, I'm still not 100% sure if all the maps in Fortnite will be snowed over. Probably not, of course. Definitely in terms of the reload maps. But I do imagine Chapter 7 and OG both to get frozen if OG is in Season 7. That's got to be happening, no? And definitely after the Ice King event, I presume that's going to happen after that. Yeah, that would be weird to have the event and just not see the map and then frozen over. That'd be silly. And of course, talking about the possibility of this Norse-themed season, it makes sense with the Ice King freezing the map over. Back in the day, I used to theorise that Chapter 1 was almost playing out the events of Ragnarok. Obviously, world froze over, then burn in flames, and then obviously the new world is then created from that. Missing a few steps, of course, but it's kind of close. So at least a couple of parallels there as well, and some of the skins of course did hint towards this mythos as well, with Ragnarok and the skins from that season, and of course the Viking territory, that's obvious, but I would say some other skins as well did encapsulate that in terms of Dire being kind of like Fenya, and of course how the events did play out. Of course there was a little teaser in Zero War where the Ice King says he has another name, he is known by another name, but Ice King would suffice for that moment, which maybe they will take a name from Norse mythology, like Ylma, or something to do with the ice giants, and I mean he did become giant in that event to be fair. And I believe Odin was known for hiding knowledge from the gods or something. So indeed, if we do go from this season to a more Norse mythology season next season, I would say we could be seeing the Ice King, or maybe even a couple other characters. One I think would match pretty well, and his concept art does sort of hint towards a Norse background, but that didn't really carry through to the actual game, would be the Aegis Champion. Although maybe some of his loading screens do, because this one sort of embodies that, definitely with the Black Knights in the background, and indeed the overall imaging does kind of say that. And of course the original concept art for the Aegis Champion, and indeed in that season, and his POI at the Citadel sort of did hint towards a Yggdrasil tree. So of course with the Chapter 7 story just beginning, just bubbling underneath the surface, of course there's a lot of unknown with the OG storyline, pardon the pun. With the red cube, which we speculate did come from the OG reality, that's now gone. But the OG story will take a pretty sizable turn with of course the battle between the Ice King and the Prisoner. Or as many of the storyline and theory community used to say back in the day, the Elementals. And throughout Fortnite there's been a couple of tie-ins where people are like, maybe Geno was part of that one time. Because the whole vibe of the Aegis Champion and the fact that many of his cosmetic descriptions are talking about light and dark and dusk and dawn and dominions of domains and stuff like that. And this was Geno's first thing of trying to perfect his perfect reality. which of course didn't go well because the Ice King kind of saw sense and that these powerful things should be hidden and we shouldn't be trying to control realities with them. Oh no, both teams during that war, the Zero War, both decided to go to the Ice Moon because they knew how valuable it was. See, I'm even getting hyped for Season 7 OG. Hopefully it is a great season. I've seen some conversations now towards some of the weapons from that season, and I get it because the Season 7 loot pool was very different from what we normally see, and definitely with the vehicles and obviously the Infinity Blade in that season. At the time, it was a notable left turn. We do kind of look upon Chapter 1 through rose-tinted glasses, and I guess that's why many people see these events as new generational players and go, was that it? Even though for us it was crazy at the time. Although the Ice King event might not be part of that discussion, but yeah. But are you currently using code Mr. Joy in the Fortnite item shop, MRJOY, 5 simple characters, for you to get down in the Fortnite item shop when buying either the Season 7 Battle Pass, the Chapter 7 Season 1 Battle Pass, the Lego Pass? Consider using creator code Mr. Joy. Thank you very much. #ad, #partner. And yes, I can't wait to jump on Ninjago X Lego. I love the Lego Odyssey mode. I think it's a really good mode. We often in the community find ourselves chilling in that mode when I'm on stream, and I've had enough of kind of battle royale type games. I love Odyssey. I think it's a really great game mode. It's actually now been 2 years since that mode has dropped, and they haven't had a big, sizable update for over a year, even though over that year, as we know, they've done some excellent value of life changes in terms of the UI, making some of the mechanics easier, and in terms of ingraining a better design feature for crafting, which I think has been done in that year. Maybe someone will correct me and say, no, that was last year, Jay. But I'm pretty sure they have been working to really polish that game mode off. Like, they reworked all the caves, like where you find some stuff, and I still go on a mode confused where to find Amber. The UI with the minerals and all the pictures that they use for them have all been changed, at least in the past year. I am so sure that's the case. Something that definitely has happened last year, and yes, I'm wrong again, was obviously, I'm not sure if this is a good change though, of them changing the health and how health works in the game. You don't get health anymore by eating, you get it by medicine, which actually kind of makes sense, I guess. But they made some pretty sizable changes in there as well. And I do believe how the mode is now is a pretty polished and complete game. So the updates are going to be generally a little less than what they were before, because it was very bare bones when it was first released. Obviously the Storm King, I believe, was the last big update, and we probably do need another big villain. Hopefully Ninjago brings along. I'm not really aware of Ninjago, but maybe they will bring something there. And maybe every 6 months we do need a new villain, a new dark presence on the map. Because they still, I'm pretty sure, they still got the Spires in LEGO at the moment. Which actually isn't generally a problem, because as we know, they're not controlled by a dark presence, they're controlled by the last reality, which I have said a couple times on stream. Like, some will say, oh, why is the Storm King still here? Because the Dark Presence is no longer here or something. Or, obviously, in the Chapter 6 map at the time, they called all the bugs back, or at least that's how it was being portrayed. I said, well, it's being controlled by a bigger force, and that maybe is a nothing, and the Dark Presence wasn't the main villain. I should have probably have gone with that, but for whatever reason, I only said that when playing LEGO, which is a bit of a hindsight, I suppose. But yeah, we also got Storm King, which is also, of course, controlled by the last reality, and the nothing. Which obviously that does actually confirm that now. I know there's some people say, oh, that's not the case, but obviously it is the case. But anyway, I'm kind of yapping now. Hope you did enjoy this one. I'm looking forward to Season 7 and the new updates for the first update of Chapter 7. I am looking forward to it. Guys, until next time, it has been your boy, Mr. JLY. Use my creator code, Mr. Joy, the Fortnite item shop, #ad, #partner. Thanks to everyone who's using my code. And until next time, it has been your boy, Mr. JLY. It's next time. Bye-bye.